As we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, the Korean government unveiled the 2017 budget guidelines today. It shows a 10% cut in discretionary spending, which the finance ministry says is intended to better focus its fiscal policy on job creation, particularly Korea's younger generation. As the government tries to do its part to tackle the country's high youth unemployment rate, Korea's young job seekers are taking the matter into their own hands to make the cut. How to tap into the job market, our news feature tonight with Lee Jiwon.
Kim So-yeon is in her final year of university, and aside from wrapping up her studies, every day she's busy preparing and planning for future employment. After lecture, she goes to Chinese and English academies. She's also part of a study group with other job seekers. Together, they compare notes and share information on company interviews and entrance exams.
The amount of competition there is for a job is fierce, so regardless of what the requirements are, we need to make ourselves more qualified and attractive to employers in order to have a better chance of landing a position.
A growing number of students, college grads, and young job seekers are finding their own ways to try and tackle the worsening unemployment problem they are facing. In February, Korea's youth unemployment rate hit 12.5%, marking a record high since data was first compiled in 1999. The number of unemployed between the ages of 15 to 29 stood at 560,000, up 76,000 compared to last year.
The biggest reason for this high unemployment rate is the imbalance between supply and demand in the youth labor market. There are now more highly educated students with university degrees, but there aren't that many good jobs, like at conglomerates and public enterprises, to accommodate them.
Amid such unfavorable conditions, young people are going beyond the extra mile to build up and perfect their resumes in a bid to woo potential employers. Kim Chae-won is a speech academy student who's trying to improve her interview skills.
목소리에 대한 느낌이 굉장히 크게 이미지로 남게 되어 있습니다.
Many get turned down in the interview stage. So I thought getting speech lessons would help me articulate my words better and improve my speaking skills so I act more confident and give a good first impression.
A survey of more than 500 people by Korean job search portal Haramin showed about 30% have taken or are currently taking additional job prep courses. About 70% have taken English or other language classes, while just under half underwent some type of certification training. These extras often come at a high price and don't ensure results.
Every month I spend more than $1,000 on job prep classes.
According to Saramin, young job seekers use 37% of their total living expenses on average to cover job preparation costs.
The biggest reason these classes are taken is to increase the chances of getting a job. Often it's quite effective because instructors know about interview patterns, tips, and questions on exams that will help students get good scores.
In spite of such effort, the youth unemployment rate is still high, and experts say companies and the government hold the key to alleviating the problem.
It's a problem that companies require specs that must be bought with money. There are young people who don't have the financial means to take these job prep courses, which means their ability to find employment will be much harder. Companies need to implement different processes like blind screening so a person's abilities and qualities are judged more fairly.
The expert added that changes like cutting back on long work hours and creating more positions to handle workloads can help create more open positions. For its part, the Korean government has increased its budget for next year to support businesses that create more jobs and offer vocational training for young job seekers in hopes of tackling the country's youth unemployment crisis. Lee Jiwon, Arirang News.